it's Annie. Welcome back to my channel. It's story time! Today I'm going to be telling you about a very interesting date I had on my Disney college program. So, as some of you may know, I did a Disney college program a few years back, and it was the most incredible experience of my life. I met my husband through the Disney college program, some of my best friends are from the Disney college program, just some of the best memories ever are from the Disney college program. So just a little bit of backstory here. For my Disney college program, I made a resolution with myself, I guess, to make sure to say yes more so that I could really experience more rather than just going to work and going to the parks and hanging out with my roommates and that being it. So I made a resolution with myself to say yes more. So if, you know, it was 11 at night and my friends wanted to go hang out instead of sleeping in, I would go hang out with them. And it was just to challenge myself and really get me out of my comfort zone. So the story begins when I started training and I worked at Hollywood Studios, and I started training, and as you know, if you're a cast member and you have to do some sort of training inside the actual park, you have a group of people that are touring with you and you're just kind of getting some history and some basics and all that kind of thing. It's kind of like a, I don't know, it's a long process throughout the day. So first off, I go to the training, and my husband was actually in this training session with me in this group, and I had no idea, which would be one of the reasons that we would even become friends later on, but it was not at this point. But anyway, so there was a guy, and I'm not gonna say his name in this video because I just don't wanna put that on him. Bless his little soul. But we will refer to him as Lemon. So there was a point when I saw Lemon and he was wearing like almost full-on like prom tuxedo. Okay, so for Disney, even when you're training, you have to be a part of the Disney look. And we were required to wear, you know, business attire. For a guy, that could mean, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean a suit. It could have been like business casual, I don't know, but it was something, you know, you didn't have to wear a tuxedo, especially to some kind of training. Why would you wear a tuxedo anywhere? He looked like he was going to prom. And anyways, he was wearing like this almost straight up tuxedo with like the little, what is it called, like the little vest underneath, and it was orange, and he had a tie. And it wasn't a tuxedo, but it was like borderline because of how he was wearing the vest and the tie. So anyways, so that spurred a conversation, and I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I thought we were here training today, not going to prom, joking around with him. And so that begins this kind of witty banter, and he's just being a goof, and he's acting very like arrogant and funny, and I just keep messing with him because he's taking himself way too seriously. So my eccentric personality, I was joking around with him. So the day, you know, progresses, and he's kind of going with me, you know, we're eating lunch, and there's, you know, other people with us as well. So at the end of the training day, he was like, hey, I want to go out with you, and I want you to give me my number because I deserve to go on a date with you. And I was like, you don't know. You're weird. But again, my resolution, my challenge to myself was, you need to start saying yes more. So he was a nice guy. I thought, well, you know, it won't hurt to just have a few friends to go to the parks with. I won't go on a date with him because why would I do that? So I did give him my number, and over what seems like in the college program is months, it was actually days and weeks. Days felt like weeks, weeks felt like months, and it was just, honestly, it's like being in another time zone. Like it's another realm almost. So what was probably a couple of days and probably over a couple of weeks was how this all transpired. So we started texting each other. He would text me every now and then, and he was always like, let's go on a date, let's go on a date. And I was finally like, okay, no, but I'll go, you can come hang out with me and my friends. So it's me, my roommate and my roommate's friend who came and hung out a lot at the beginning of our college program. And we decided we're all gonna go to Epcot together. I did not want to hang out with this guy by myself. I didn't know who he was, and he was so funny and weird, and not in like a fun way at first. It was like, I don't know really what to do with you, but I'll be safe with my friends. So anyways, we're walking around Epcot and we end up at Germany, at the Germany Pavilion. And he condescends to tell me that he is, his grandfather is German, and that he is so proud of his heritage. And he was like, I know that you're German too. And I was like, yeah, I have some German, yeah, of course. And he goes inside and he is like trying to show off to me and show off and like act like he knows all this stuff, which was just really funny to watch him embarrass himself. So we go in the Germany Pavilion, and at the time, they've since moved this, but at the time there's like where a lot of the Christmas stuff is, and like the Christmas pickle and all that in the Germany Pavilion was all beer steins on the wall. And there's like a little cash register, and there's a little, you know, representative from Germany there, you know, chilling, ICP. And he's over there and he's like, whoa, look at all these beer steins. And I'm like, what did you just call those? He says, they're beer steins. I mean, you said you're German? You don't know anything about these? And I was like, lemon, they're beer steins. Beer steins. What are you talking about? He's like, my grandfather is German, so I would think I know what I'm talking about. It's Beerstein. And I was like, okay, you're clearly not gonna listen to me. You know everything. Let's go ask this little lady over here, this ICP, what it actually is, because she's actually from Germany. So let's just settle this little debate right here. Okay, fine, yeah, whatever. So we go up to her and I said, hi, hello, how are you? She goes, I'm great. I say, hi, can you tell me what this little thing is? And I held up a little mug and she was like, oh, that's a Bierstein. Yeah, that's a Bierstein. It's, you know, custom, you know, it's a thing in my country. You know, we drink, you know, beer out of them. People have really great designs. You tell stories off of them, whatever. And I go, interesting. And he starts to argue with the lady. He goes, I'm sorry, but it's actually pronounced Bierstein. And she goes, what? Who told you this? And he says, my grandfather, because he's from Germany. And she goes, I myself am from Germany. Like, I think I would know what I'm talking about. It's Bierstein. And I literally had to walk away because he started arguing with the lady, the German lady, about how to pronounce a German word and a German item. Like, it's like, this is too much. So at this point, he's a very interesting person. Why did I continue to enable this person? Probably, I think it was out of pure curiosity, and just I found it very enjoyable to watch him embarrass himself and just look like a pompous, you know, walnut. So then there was a night, and I don't know, I think it was because of my friend, one of my roommates' friend or something, but he finds out which apartment I'm living in. We're in the same apartment in Vista Way, and apartment complex, and which is, you know, Disney College Program housing. It's one of the apartment complexes on their, like, you know, site or whatever. So he comes over to my house, to my apartment, and, you know, there's like other roommates and stuff there. I was living with 5 roommates, and you guys, I can't make these things up, okay? I can't make these things up. We're sitting down, and he was like, he had a very hard time being vulnerable and like talking really about like personal things. He just is like, he had like this air of like, you know, I know everything. And I don't know, it's just a defense mechanism, okay? So I start delving deep into this person because I just want to know, why are you the way that you are? So he starts to tell me that actually he had recently been heartbroken over this girl that he was like super in love with and blah blah blah, and I don't remember all the details, but so before he continues, because he realizes that he's getting really vulnerable really quick, he starts to talk to me in a way that I've never been talked to before. And this is not gonna go the way you're thinking it's gonna go. It's gonna go even weirder. So we're sitting at the table. I haven't even gotten to the like crazy date yet, by the way. This is all just backstory. We're sitting at the table and he's sitting like right next to me, and he just kind of looks over and he looks at me and he says, do you know why I'm interested in you? No, why? I told you that my family's German. I told you that, you know, I'm a very patriotic person, okay? And to me, you're like the perfect Aryan girl. Like, you're the picture perfect, like, German girl. You have blonde hair, you have blue eyes, you have the creamy pale skin, you're clearly athletic looking. I'm not athletic or athletic looking. And you're just a beautiful German girl. You're the Aryan girl I've always dreamed of. I can't make these things up. That's what he told me, and I laughed so hard in his face. At this point, I was just like hanging out with him to like get, I mean, it's for this, I don't know. So I laughed, and he was like really like put off that I was laughing because he was very serious and he took himself too seriously. And as it turned out, if I remember correctly, the girl that broke his heart was very similar. And after that, I was able to sort of delve into more of like why he was heartbroken and how he was heartbroken and all these other things. After I was able to get a little, you know, get him to open up a little bit more about like who he is, I was like, oh, this is a really nice person here, not a racist one. Like, that just said that to me. So after that, I chose to distance myself from him because what the actual poop? And he was texting me a couple of times, at least like every other day or something. And I think it was like 3 weeks or something that I passed. I really don't remember the timeline, but that's what it seems like it probably was. And he was asking me like, hey, how are you? Let's go out, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, no, like, you're dumb. I literally told him, you're dumb. I'm not going out with you. You're weird. And I'm thinking to myself, especially not since you basically just told me I'm your like Nazi Aryan dream or whatever. So anyways, it comes to a point in the story when I tell you about the worst best date I've ever been on. Best because it was so weird and typical that would happen only to me or probably my best friend, because we just attract very strange things in life, that it was probably just the best date because of how like unreal it was. Not like I will now tell you about this experience. Lemon, there are people crossing the road. Lemon, stop, Lemon, no! And we bump